So same idea what we've been doing. Got to isolate the variable, isolate the radical, then raise it to the opposite power. Probably almost every one of these, if not every single one, is going to be a square root, because typically we only ask you to square things, and then you factor inside. You factor when things are squared. So it's unlikely you're going to get anything other than a square root. All right, if one comes up, all right, then just do what you normally do and really think about what you're doing. All right, so this radical is all by itself. There's nothing around it. All right, this is a 1/2 power, so I'm going to raise this to a 2/1, which is probably going to be every single thing I'm thinking about here. Now, in this, it's going to be important to remember that 2/1 is the same thing as a 2. All right, because I don't want an x to the 2/1, and then I'm trying to factor it, and I think, well, I don't know what a 2/1 is, so I can't do it. All right, so I'm going to end up here with 20 minus x equals x squared. All right, so I have an x squared. I have to deal with that by getting it equal to 0 and factoring it, which we have done I don't know how many times so far this year in all the other units that we've talked about. All right. You need the x squared to be positive. All right. The x squared to be positive. So that means I want to move things from the right-hand side to the left-hand side to the right-hand side. And I'm going to get 0 equals x squared plus x minus 20. All right. Now I'm going to factor it. I'm not going to go through all the steps to factoring because we're supposed to be excellent at factoring. If we're not excellent at factoring, we have to make the decision to go back and practice actual factoring. All right. When you go through and find your factors of 20 that have opposite signs that add up to 1, you're going to get x plus 5 and you're going to get x minus 4. All right. Each of those will give you an answer. Most of this should be very, very straightforward factoring and very, very straightforward solving. All right. Now, I need to take the time to see what happens when I put these underneath the radical and see if I get the same answer. All right. I would suggest writing this down to show what you're doing. So square root of 20 minus -5 equals -5 is what I'm supposed to get. So then I go to my calculator. I type in square root of 20 minus -5. I can put it in parentheses if I want. Gives me 5. So I get 5 equals -5. Not okay. That means -5 doesn't work. In a lot of these, one of them is going to work and one of them is not going to work. All right. In some, they'll both work, and in some, they both won't work. But this is the most likely scenario right here. 20 minus 4 is supposed to equal 4. All right. Because again, I'm plugging the x in where it says x. And if I take my calculator and type in square root of 20 minus 4, I get 4. All right, 4 equals 4. That one works. Okay, take your time, practice these. They're going to get a tiny bit harder than that as you go down through. So make sure you practice at least 3 or 4 of these and jump around. Don't just practice 1, 2, 3, and 4. Practice be 1, 4, 7, and 9 or something.